Congress, what we have here is a failure to communicate. We need to understand that Vietnam signed the Geneva Accords, which separated Vietnam into two parts, North Vietnam and South Vietnam. The North Vietnam-led communist Vietnam violated and Geneva Accords. I believe it is time we step up and help our friends, the South Vietnam, and fight the battle with them today, August 5th, 1964. I ask you, the Congress, to allow me the power to declare war, and the battle against communism must be joined with our strength and determination.
We have to stop communism before it takes over the world. Our citizens have a right to own what is theirs. Our country was founded on the ideas to be free. Communism will strip all our rights.
I agree. The Geneva Accords were intended to separate Vietnam into two parts. The North have their communism and allow the South to continue their way of life. If we allow the North to come in and force communism on them, what will start is spreading of the United States. Soon we will be defending on our own land, an image that the casualties and devastation of our free land. We are free, and I for one believe we should always fight for that freedom, and it will plan to begin in Vietnam to end it before it begins.
Now, I personally believe this is not our war to fight. Don't get me wrong. In America, we are free, and we will fight the fight through our legal system to keep it so. But I believe that this should be left for their country and their country only to come to a sound decision through their legal system. I have a heart for that country. I have a heart for all countries, but it's communism in itself that we would have to jump into everyone's battles and fight for their rights. Now, I'm no communist, and I feel that we have bigger battles here in America, in my land. I do not believe by winning or losing the Vietnam War that it would affect us in any other way other than mentally because of our compassion we have for the South, to share in our freedom. This war will kill the future presidential campaign of our President Johnson. Now, Americans never want to go to war. I believe a war should only be declared for defending our nation from harm. I do not believe a war should be declared to attack North Vietnam or to defend South Vietnam over a political disagreement, which apparently some believe communism is a good thing. I'm against this war! Get out of my face!
This is my land as well. Is that communism? Because we share the land of the free?
And
You have twisted ideas on what communism is. Your backyard is yours, and our land of the free. There's nothing good about communism.
action.
You know what? I think you're a commie lover.
All those in favor of war, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay.
Without success to obtain a list of the hundreds of American prisoners held by the North Vietnamese. Well, apparently the Pentagon has found out who a lot of those men are, despite Hanoi's lack of cooperation. CBS News has learned that one of those three Americans...
Bomb the entire jungle, no matter what the cost. Nah, they're just wasting money over there in Vietnam. You know that dog's You leave the crappy out of this. They're just wasting money for our school systems and roads that they could be spending that money on. This war is an important milestone in American history. This is what separates the men from the boys. Wake up! What?
Dense jungles near Cambodia. They were trying to dislodge an enemy force that inflicted heavy casualties on two South Vietnamese units. Fighting in that area began Sunday.
What?
That big word that means you fall asleep. Oh, now there's government casualties. They'll complain about anything.
Most of the American troops assigned to the critical Mekong Delta south of Saigon were withdrawn from that area, turning over the fighting role to the South Vietnamese. This evening, we have a report on the situation in the Delta from George Sievers.
One of the most frequently repeated pieces of conventional wisdom in this war has been that unless the Viet Cong can be beaten in the Delta,
And they
the
will.
South Vietnamese government
What?
We'll take the Viet Cong in the Delta.
The Delta is where most of South Vietnam's population is concentrated.
I say we kill 'em all.
It's grown. The richest and most coveted area in Southeast Asia.
Cover it in
Until
napalm.
last year, the Delta belonged to the Viet Cong. Most of its leaders came from the Delta. Most of its recruits came from there, and most of its money in taxes and extortion. But since last year, there's been a dramatic reversal of the government and the Viet Cong positions in the Delta. While the government has been growing stronger, the Viet Cong have become weaker. They're having trouble finding enough recruits and are replacing their
this is
losses
why
with
it's
less
needed.
effective North
It's
Vietnamese
not
regular
needed. It's a
soldiers.
waste of time. It's their government. They should do what they please.
I'm not talking to you anymore, you traitor. You probably married.
In the Delta.
We still have, they're really more displaced persons.
What? What are they selling?
Lands where the VC have been able to tax them and
And now we welcome presidential candidate Richard Nixon to the podium.
USA, USA. Now I say we move from the era of confrontation into the era of negotiation. Any change is resisted because bureaucrats have vested interest in the chaos in which they exist. And always remember, the finest steel has to go through the hottest fire. But I can take it. The tougher it gets, the cooler I get. Always remember that others may hate you, but those who hate you don't win unless you hate them. And then you destroy yourself. Americans admire a people who can scratch a desert and produce a garden. The Israelis have shown qualities that Americans identify with: guts, patriotism, idealism, a passion for freedom. I have seen it. I know. I believe that. Never let your head hang down. Never give up and sit down and breathe. Find another way. And don't pray when it rains if you don't pray when the sun shines. Certainly in the next 50 years, we shall see a woman president. Perhaps sooner than you think. A woman can and should be able to do any political job that a man can do. That's for you, baby. finish a man. Quit does. A man is not finished when he's defeated. He's finished when he quits. Thank you for coming out. I'm Richard Nixon. Thanks for the burrito. Son, I see you have no arms in there. Somebody get the Make-A-Wish Foundation in here. Give this boy his legs back. Now, if I'm elected, I promise to get our boys out of Vietnam. I'll call it Vietnamization. Bring in our special guest. Now, son, your name is Jordan. You lost a lot in that country. But if I'm elected, I promise to bring home all of your brothers in arms. What do you say to that? You know what? Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service in becoming our president. I'm Jordan, and I'm out.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the United States of America, for making me your president. And as I promised, I will bring our troops home. Send more troops immediately. I'm not a crook.
Burn your draft cards here.
Send our troops home.
Make love, not war.
Send our troops home.
Make love, not war.
Yeah. Send them. All the way, it's not over.
Who's next?
I'll burn mine.
You know what? I'll be next.
Here you go, Rambo.
Send our troops home.
Send
Ow,
them
my
all.
Burn!
Gone but not forgotten. Burn, baby, burn.
I'm next. Yeah, ow, it's hot. I'm in for the taking. Man, that's burning like a charm. Not too good though. It's still burning. Let's burn this guy's too. Just so he can't go to war.
Scrappy doesn't want to go.
No, But he can't now. We burned his card. Send the troops home!
Bring your draft cards here.
Make love, not war!
Just send our troops home already.
Vietnam is bad!
Love is for the free. That's why we want our troops
Alright,
home.
guys, I'm a policeman. You can't stay here, but you don't have to go home. This is a university.
You know what I say to that?
Let's get him.
Send the troops home.
No, back up.
Come
back
on.
up.
Come on. Come on.